Jim, it's Queen of the South at Palmerston on Saturday, but before that we've not had a chance to catch up with you yet since the Scottish Cup draw. Could I get your thoughts on the quarter-final draw at Celtic at Parkhead? Could we get a much bigger tie than that?
Yeah, it's the most difficult tie that anyone could have drawn, really. You know, Celtic, the current champions at Celtic Park. There's no question it's the tie I think everyone else wanted to avoid. But our players are absolutely thrilled to the opportunity to play Celtic, and you know, the domestic form has been exceptional. I think 2 defeats in about 80 games. So we know that it's going to be extremely difficult on the day. But as I said, it's one that the players will really look forward to. And as I mentioned, if you're going to play a tough game, you will play the very best and see, you know, how we can compete in that game, and ultimately that'll be the real test for the players. But as I said, the players are really thrilled about it. It's a great draw for the club. It gives us a fair bit of spotlight, there's no question about that. But you know, we've got a lot of tough games before that, so we have to try and make sure we focus on these games.
Speaking of those tough games, it's Queen of the South at Palmerston. Can you get your thoughts on the game ahead?
Yeah, I mean, again, we say the same thing every week, but it's just a fact that every game is extremely difficult. You know, we've got, I think, 4 of the next 5 games away from home. So starting with Queen of the South, get down to the artificial surface. I mean, the surface isn't too bad, but you know, it's just one of those ones where, of course, if you play on a regular basis there, it's a little bit of an advantage. But from our point of view, you know, we've been playing well. You know, there's a bit of confidence. You want to try and keep that going as long as you possibly can. And you know, if the players are looking forward to playing in games, they're enjoying the football. And when you're winning matches, obviously, it's a little bit easier in terms of the determination to try and keep that going. But as we keep saying week in, week out, if you're anything less than at your best, then you're likely to come back with nothing.
I think speaking to you before, you've identified Queen of the South's attacking strengths. Stephen Dobie, a great striker, that's maybe one of their main strengths, is that?
Yeah, well, he continues to excel, Stephen. You know, I think he's over 20 goals every season. In my opinion, he's, if not the top player, he's certainly one of the top players in the division. I mean, he's probably playing well below the level he can. No disrespect to the Championship, but he's playing there because I think you know, he enjoys playing for Queen of the South, and that's really important. But they do have a lot of other talented players. They've got a mixture of experience and youth. They've brought in Dom Thomas recently, who was you know, a real terrific player for them, and a really good player on loan from Kilmarnock. You know, they've got Lyndon Dykes, and they've got John Rankin experience. They've got an awful lot of good players. So you know, they like ourselves on their day, they can be, you know, they're good enough to win any game. So you know, we'll have to make sure that we try and nullify their strengths. At the same token, we can't detract from the fact is that, you know, we've got certain qualities we've got to try and keep going as long as we possibly can.
I think in contrast to that is the fact that you guys have the best defensive record in the league, and actually I was looking a bit closer at that, is I think you've only conceded 8 goals away from home, which is quite a margin, the best away defensive record in the league as well.
Yeah, well, let's hope we can keep it going, and you haven't you know, giving people an awareness of that, and sometimes that's what happens. But listen, you know, we've always prided ourselves on being difficult to beat. You know, ever since we came into the club, really, that was the foundation. You know, be difficult to beat, be organised, and that gives you a chance in games. And the players work hard at it. You know, we work hard on it, training at it, to try and make sure that we're compact, that we don't you know, give teams too much space to play in. And then if you can manage to be creative when you have the ball as well, then you can be a side that's you know, can win games, and as I said, you get that consistency. And over the last period of time, we're starting to find that. But as I said, you need to keep it going. I mean, consistency is not 3 or 4 games. You know, it's 8 or 9 games, and we really need to try as much as we possibly can to try and get that amount of points that keep us at, you know, in the right end of the table.
Speaking of the table, Queen of the South are a point behind. Do you look at that at all at this stage? It's still far too early to be looking at league tables and how they.
Well, I just think that the league is so precarious, really. You know, there's probably 6 or 7 teams. I mean, even down to Falkirk, who are now on a little bit of a run now, and Inverness, and these teams. You know, 3 or 4 games, and they could be right in the mix. So I just think, you know, if you look beyond where you are at this moment in time, then you're asking for trouble. So you know, if we win the game, it gives you, you know, a little bit of breathing space, but not much. And you know, over Queen of the South, if you lose, then they've got a little bit of daylight, but again, not much. So it's really just about who finishes the season strongly. I mean, the last third of the season is who's a strong finish, because there's so many teams in the mix. And I think it'll go right to the final week if you know, for the season, before those playoff spots are eventually, I think, you know, sorted out. And you know, we want to be in there, we want to be challenging for it, but as I said, there's so many other teams equally determined as we are.
Finally, just any team news, Jim?
Yeah, we've got a few problems as we've had. Obviously, still got Robert Thompson, Ross Forbes, Jai Quitongo, Lee Day and James McGowan all still missing. And in Jai's situation, we've just had he's just met with the consultant, and he's got a nick in his cartilage. Really, he's got a little torn cartilage, a little bit of the cartilage torn, sorry, and therefore he's going to need to get that sorted out. So therefore, he's going to be missing for the foreseeable future. I don't know how many weeks, but he's going to need that cartilage operation. It's not related really to his knee injury he had before, but he's a little tear in the cartilage, which can happen. So therefore, he has to get that dealt with. How long that's going to put him out for, we don't know, but it's going to be a number of weeks. You know, obviously at this stage of the season, it's boys obviously devastated, and we're gutted for him, and also from our point of view as well, because you know, we were hoping that he would have a strong finish to the season, and he could really make a major impact, but it doesn't look as if it's going to be the case just now. And Ross Forbes is the same. Ross has got severe knee bruising, and the only aspect of that is that the only aspect of the condition means that he's got to rest really, to try and help that settle, and the rest period is at least 2 months. So again, pretty much writes him off for the rest of the season. So you know, two major players for us who will be missing for a significant period of time. And at this stage of the season, any stage of the season, but this stage of the season, you know, that's a bit of a blow for the players and for the team.
Excellent, Jim. That's not great news, but thank you very much for your time, and good luck on Saturday.
Thanks very much. Cheers.